Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome back, Pettra. Nice to see you again. And hello, Peter.
Hi, Armin.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Pettra.
Hello.
Nice to have you again.
Nice to see you all.
How is everything?
Yes, fine. Outside is a thunderstorm and a lot of rain.
Okay.
So good time to have podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, we have outside 35 degrees or something.
Oh.
Good time for podcast.
Oh.
With air condition on, of course. Yeah. And what weather do we have in Austria, Peter, quickly?
Also very hot, 35 degrees or so. Very hot.
So it's only Germany, which is, who wants to go to Germany anyways?
Yes, yeah. I agree.
Horrible weather, horrible people.
Now, last time I saw an interview again with Angela, and and there will be always new virus strands and variants and Delta and Theta and Omega and whatever. And we only be safe if the whole world population is vaccinated. It's exactly what Bill Gates a few years ago said.
Yes.
Yep. And people still, what? No. But now we don't talk about this.
Well, Aluheads.
Yeah.
But we steered a lot of comments because we talked about female warriors and so on.
Yeah.
You remember? We got a lot of comments, and so it was a very nice idea. And well, because we talked about it, I really have to apologize to you, Pettra, because definitely I found out there were female warriors in history.
How did you find this out?
Well, I was at an excavation area with some archaeologist friends, and they digged around and they found the grave of a female warrior.
How did they know that it's female and a warrior?
A skeleton. We found the skeleton.
Okay, but it's a little hard, I guess. How did they know it's a female and a warrior?
Well, instantly we knew that it was a female skeleton because beside the skeleton there were some lady daggers and also some anti-wrinkle cream. So it was
very important. Yes,
a female warrior.
Bravo.
Nice daggers.
Yeah. Okay. At least now the proof female warriors existed. Yes, fine.
Definitely existed.
But maybe we get to this topic later again, huh?
Of course. I couldn't resist this joke. Sorry, Pettra.
Of course, no, it really a lot of.
I prepare for this.
Yeah, now I had last time I did this video because you always said for you it's easier with 3 fingers go stalking, and then I thought I need to try this 3 fingers running around the bush. And with thumb release, if there's a difference, and I didn't find any difference because for me it's even easier when I shoot thumb release and go stalking. If you would go hunting now and go stalking after an animal, and I did a video and one wrote directly, "Oh, finally, now you showed Peter, and now it's time that you show him with the female warrior." I said it's not the topic of this video to prove anything wrong. It's simply for me because I was curious and I wanted to know how it is. I'm not even a hunter, so I have no idea how to stalk properly. But people are like, oh, finally we have something you showed.
When I moved, I found this. It's a kind of lawn game. You stick this into the ground and you throw rings, and there's different numbers on them.
Okay.
And I said, oh, look, they look just like nice daggers. So
but they're for small hands, you can see, so they need to be for female.
Yeah, and very fancy. I thought I have to make a joke with these daggers.
Yeah. You could throw them maybe, when you have a card.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, exactly. So, Pettra, welcome back to the show. You were just this weekend in Austria, right?
Yes, I was in Austria.
Want to talk a bit about it?
Yes, so sure. So I gave a beginner clinic. So they came people, mostly riders, and they wanted to start horseback archery. And over all of these years, I developed a teaching method a mix from techniques from martial art. So, you know, horse stance and center balance and everything. And so I create some exercises where you can very fast learn to hit the target on 10 meters easily.
From a horse?
From a horse.
From a normal walking horse or?
No galloping horse.
Galloping horse.
From a wooden horse.
Yes, that
it's harder than you think.
The first training unit is on the wooden horse. The rocking horse.
Cool.
Definitely, it's very difficult with the wooden horse if you have this. A galloping horse is much easier.
You know, a funny thing, I found out, I always thought shooting from horseback is very difficult, but I believed that until I tried to shoot from a coach. You know, because the horse has some kind of rhythm. It walks and runs and so on. But on the coach, when the coach drives over a little bump or so, you get totally out of focus. Understand? Because the horse, you know the rhythm of the horse. You know it. But on the coach, the driver drives the coach, and
you don't know what's going to happen.
More difficult than from horseback.
Yeah, but you know, it's like with the martial arts. First, you have to learn the basics, and you need some body control and the feeling of timing, rhythm, and that the feet are doing different thing than the hands. So that's anyway, it's like in Kung Fu or Judo. You need this basic. You need this basic abilities. So one of the main points in my clinics is to give people this ability with some exercise from martial art, so that they can start to understand that the shoulder line is the measuring. That's easily hit on 10 meters. So this is the first part. The second part is, well, if you are shooting from a galloping horse, it's more like free fight, because there is only a little window where you can hit.
Where the horse has all four legs in the air, no? Right?
Yes. With the bow and arrow, you need the flying second. With the spear, you use when the horse is down and pull them in the front direction. Then
so you get the dynamics, you get the kinetic energy of.
It's like driving a car. So if you're driving downhill, you can use the moving. So this is one of my main focus, to teach people the feeling that they can use the moving of the horse. But
makes sense,
then because in the beginning we have no saddle, we have only a pad, because how you can lead a horse without reins?
I have no idea.
With your legs and hips, no?
Well, this is the second part. The first is you need your contact to your horse. The horse has to listen to you, and you are a team. So that you need a good basic friendship.
A communication.
Yeah, and later the second part is then you can move your legs, your hips, and the horse learns, okay, this is bow and arrow. I have to go straight or in a curve or in a circle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because later when you're using different weapons, then you need the reins, and then you ride more. Then you start to use like in wrestling, the fore part and the back part of the horse to make a form, a cutter, like a Spanish horse with bullfighting. So bow and arrow, it's normally very easy for the horse. in riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in this moment when you are shooting, then you have a focus where your horse has to be, and in 1 second you release everything. The horse has to make the job.
Because you mentioned it, Pettra, I saw a wonderful show of Spaniards in Spain with long sticks. They're separating cows, I think, or bulls.
Yeah, that's garrocha.
Yeah, it's wonderful with music and wonderful costumes, and they have long kind of sticks and like a dance. Really wonderful. Amazing.
Yeah, this is very high level of horse.
Yeah.
So in horseback archery, you don't need this. That a high artist like a ballerina, you don't need this. You need more the calm mind. You need more the calm mind. And there was a man, his name is Xenophon. Maybe Peter knows the name. He was 400 BC. And he wrote a book, and this is a basic knowledge of dressage today. And he watched the Persian warriors, how they ride the horse with different weapons. And in his book, the first sentence is, your horse has to be a friend, not a slave. And there are two kinds of horses. The horse you use when you are coming from a big battle and you are the victory, and then the horse will make you stronger, and this is the ballerina. Because it's dancing under you and makes you like God. Yeah. And then are the other types of horse. They are not afraid, they like to eat and don't move. And this horse you train. Or like my horses, like a quarter horse. These are working horses. And this horse you take for martial art.
Okay.
Not the wow, ballerina.
But Pettra, I think like in all martial arts, this high level, sophisticated dancing and Spanish Hofreitschule in Vienna and the Spanish and stuff. These are the Formula One of this fighting. So if you can do this, you can, of course, you can fight with a working horse in a battle. You understand? It's just made more sophisticated. So it's the highest school of these arts. But if you are able, it all developed from the battle horses. You know, the maneuvers they have to make. What the Spanish Hofreitschule makes, all the features and all this stuff they're making are all from battle. The capriole and I don't know all the names.
Yeah, but this is not the normal horse from the steppe people.
No, but it came from that tradition.
No.
Okay.
No, the normal horse from the Mongol or Huns, they had no exercise to bend the horse or to collect the horse. So this was not the horse type.
Yes, but in Western culture it was.
Yeah, in Western culture, yes. Yeah. But from the steppe people, they use the horse as a transport and to cutting other horses from a big herd. And with cutting or collecting animals, they are naturally train the horses in the seat, riding only over the seat. Yeah, and this is what you need also for battle.
Okay. Also the Spaniards do this. All the cowboys, the workers on horse, they do this.
Yes, they are working. Yeah, but these horses are younger. These horse types, are younger. So when we are looking at the Scythian people or the Xiongnu or the Huns, they had a little small, strong horses, very clever, and they were very cool. Yeah.
Also the North American Indians had very nice small horses. No?
I think so.
Yeah.
So these are Western horses. No, these are Eastern horses. No, they all went from the Bering Strait to, I don't know. So you know what I'm talking about. I dislike the separating. In the East, everything is wonderful, and in the West, they have no tradition, no idea. That's not true. No?
I think you didn't.
This was not what I wanted to say. Sorry.
Okay.
No. It's only the time is different. The time of 400 BC or Mongols, and these people didn't use this dressage training with the horse.
I mean, of course, I can see that later on, or over hundreds of years, they started then, like with the Wiener Hofreitschule.
Yeah.
The base of all of this, what they do, it might be still out of battle or of how to use your horse properly, how to work with your horse, and then they make something fancy out of it. Like when you, as a bowman, you go hunting, it looks different, but still the root of even your show, when you shoot some falling rings in China, is still comes from there, even if it's not the same anymore.
And maybe they had not this kind of dressage, but they had a lot of games with horses, no, in Afghanistan and everywhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, but they are not using the good dressage way. They are pulling on the reins. Yeah, and that's not like the high art of Vienna riding school. This is an art. It's like the ballerina. Yeah. So in Mongolia or in the Scythian time, they had not horses like the Vienna riding school.
Of course not.
Yeah.
No.
Because they said they needed a 4x4, and in the horse riding school they have only Ferraris, of course.
This is what I mean.
Battle with a Ferrari, of course.
Yeah, and then you have also the saddle. In this time, it was more like this, that everybody had a lot of horses. So like in Iceland today, when you are booking a riding trip in Iceland, then you have 3 horses for one European tourist.
Okay.
You have always to change because the horses are so small, they are very soon tired, and then you have it more like on a hand horse. And the Mongolians are doing today the same. Yeah, so you are riding, okay, but if you go on a long trip, you have 1 or 2 horses with you.
Yeah, understand.
Because also the saddle is this saddle you can only use for Mongolian horses. They are so hard, because that saddle is horrible for a European horse. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the European, the knights, they also had at least 2 horses. They had this big battle horse.
Yes.
And had a smaller one. I don't know how it passed.
Passgänger.
Passgänger for traveling.
Yeah.
Good. But back to your course. So you teach first the basics of the martial arts, that they get this separation of lower body and upper body.
Yes, and also for centering and starting to learn the upper body is doing different thing than the lower body. And you start like in Qigong or Tai Chi, you start to combine this feet and hands. Yeah. And well, it's It's a little bit like in a driving school. In the end, they have to shoot safe from horseback.
Of course,
And
but
Pettra,
they were all, sorry, they were all already horse riders, so they could all ride a horse properly.
Well, what we are need for horseback archery, we need a very developed seat, like in Vienna riding school, like the same ability. Yeah, and most riders don't have this. So also my course, my teaching is good to learn an independent seat and a good balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because if you put a beginner on a saddle with stirrups and reins, then immediately people start to catch something. They hold on. And if you take everything away,
they have nothing. And they need to balance by themselves.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Horseback archery is swimming in the ocean.
Oh.
So, it's but we start in the swimming pool.
Cool, nice.
With the little black one. Pettra, so you have, I don't know the number, you have 5 or 6 clients in one course, in one lesson? Yeah?
The participants, so maybe 8, not more, because then it's too much.
So it's a riding range, and they are riding in a circle. And I'm asking for Armin because he is completely into whips at the moment. So, and you're standing in the center of the circle with a long whip and teaching the clients.
No.
Is it worth the time spending to answer this question?
Yes. No.
Now, how you do it? You are standing in the center and you talk to the riders and say, "Hey, make this like or make that." You say you have to feel what you have to do.
No, first I have to make the horse safe. Second, my goal is that people have more awareness. What they are doing have an influence on the horse. So people start to get more how to feel this, how to feel the horse, because this is the connection with feeling is the only I have when I'm shooting from horseback in gallop, because I have no reins and the horse knows this. And because in my school we have no fence left and right, I have to stay in contact. Like with a training partner, when you do kung fu or sword fighting, stick, whatever, then you create a contact. You have to feel where comes the next, where I have to block, what is the feeling? You go in contact. And this is the same contact you need for a horse.
Okay.
You stay the whole time in contact.
So you don't start with them on the horseback, but with touching the horse and making contact to the horse?
Yeah, right? So first I start with the humans, not with the horse. The horse are martial art experts because they are using their balance and they're using the balance against humans if they like to play. And so first I prepare the people, because then it's not so boring for the horses. Then I bring the people to the horses and start to create a space that they have an experience of, I don't need so much pressure for a horse. Yes, you don't need too much pressure. Now he is following me. Yes, because you go on straight forward with a focus, relax shoulders, and relax and open with not too much pressure, because horses don't need pressure. So when we have this, So people balance, awareness, horses, and I take the bow on the ground. And then I teach to stand and pull the bow from the horse stance. Not only, the most archers are pulling a bow. Yeah. Okay, that's good for hunting, but we are always sitting on the horse, so that then the technique, we need to pull the bow with the energy of the horse, with the moving. So this is the third teaching. If they start to understand, oh, now it's much easier when I have a good stance, lower up your chi and pull and be correct, always be the same moving, not too much talking, not coffee, not cake.
Now with the coffee we need to talk again.
Yeah. Then I teach, like, most people are not aware that they have a deadly weapon on horseback. It looks so funny. Yeah. Oh, nice. And oh, now I'm an Amazon, or wow, I do a strange thing, a picture for Facebook. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. But I have some correct movements that never the horse didn't hurt, and nobody is hurt anybody.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you need to make it safe. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then they start to train how to use correctly the weapon on a horse. How I have to knock in so that I don't hit the horse in the eye or somewhere with the arrow. And then the moment comes that what they did maybe 100 or 200 times on the ground, they make a correct moving, touch, and then they hit normally 10 meters on the target. Yeah. And if I have good riders, they can gallop free-handed. On Sunday, they can gallop, and mostly they hit in gallop one arrow.
Wow, nice.
Pettra, one question. But when you are, like last weekend, when you were here in Austria, so the people have their own horses. The clients, no? You have the horses with you?
No. At this place in Austria, that's a very nice place. It's from Thomas Gratzel. That's in Unterwart, and he breeds Hutzul horses. And I bought 2 Hutzuls 10 years ago at his place. So he has very good horses, and I was one day earlier there, and I start to prepare the horses.
Okay. I understand, because what I want to ask is if they have their own horses, it's completely new also for the horses. You teach the horses something and the people something, so it won't work, I guess. No, if they have their usual horse, they always riding with, and making their stuff, it would be very difficult, I think. No.
But because it's all about the trust and contact, you can only build up more trust and team power with your horse when you bring your own horse. Because what I'm teaching in horse aikido, it's nothing new for the horse, because it's more for the human, that they understand how horses are moving and how they decide to trust. Because the first key in horse aikido is, I say, only by your walking feet I can see if you are strong or weak. This is in the animal world very, very, very important, because it's about staying alive. And sometimes I make this picture. If you are flying with a airplane, and the pilot is drunken and say, "Oh, yeah, cool, yes, we fly now." You go in this airplane? No. And for the horse, it's mostly the same. People are coming and they are, oh, I'm a little bit afraid for the big horse. Yeah. And the horse say, oh no, okay, come. I take the response.
But,
yeah. So it's.
But I also have seen horses, they were afraid from a plastic bag. So they're not just clever. No.
If the horse is with somebody like a herd or like a rudel, like a wolf rudel, then the bag is no problem. It's only the question. The horse will say, oh, this is strange for me. What do you think? And then say, oh yes, this is cool. You can bite in and you can destroy it. Then it's okay.
Yeah. But
you have to.
But for usually the riding horses are not in a herd of horses, but you're a lone rider, so to say. So I had many situations like that.
Well, I have my own lecture about horse aikido and the old masters. And what I'm talking or what I'm showing is not new. The old masters in medieval time or maybe in 1800, they had the same experience. They are big riding masters. They are talking the same. It's about trust and leadership, but leadership, it's not how I can sell myself strong outside. No, they are looking into your heart and they see what's inside.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know if you know Karl Grunig. He's a very interesting guy. He does KI Seminare, Körperintelligenz, so body intelligence. And he came from aikido and tai chi, and I visited a few of his courses. And once he told the story that they said, oh, look, we sit you now on a horse. And he was like, oh my God, this horse is so freaking big. And then he was a little scared. And then he was sitting on the horse like stiff, completely tense.
Yeah.
And the horse was like almost freaking out. And then he thought, no, wait a second, I am the master of KI, of body intelligence, and I simply go into my ki. And then he relaxed, and all of a sudden the horse was completely relaxed, and they had a communication going on, and everything was fine from this moment. He only had to overcome his little. What was interesting that even a guy like him, I mean, he gives seminars all over the world about body intelligence and how you get out of, that you. We had one that was really interesting because of strength and female warriors. Peter, is interesting for you. We had this that you don't need muscle strength to fight people. And we had a girlie with us. She was, I don't know, 35 kilograms. She had to lay on the floor and put all the 2 arms away and the 2 legs away. And then 5 guys were laying on her, 2 on the legs, 2 on the arms, and 1 over her belly. And then he said, so and now turn around. And the girl was trying, doesn't work. And then he said, and now think about, you just woke up in the morning and, you don't have to get up, you simply turn around. And she turned around with no effort at all. And all these guys were falling from her. And this is experience. I was in these courses and we did
of course.
Working. Female warriors,
But for this, I was thinking about, because I knew you told me that we were talking about this. I was thinking about how I can put it in a really normal level. And I can say from my own life, I lived 3 years in a Mongolian yurt with my horses around. And if you start to live outside in nature and you have horses, naturally you become strong. You have to make a fire, wood. So now you start to understand how to Holzhacken, how you use, and you have to carry water bags. This normal life outside, and you have maybe sheeps, or you have to start young horses, and naturally you become strong. And then it's not a big thing to have a spear, or you can ride, and
But
came to protect.
one question. So when the women were riding out fighting, so the men were at home cooking and nursing the babies.
Yeah, we know that the men are the better.
No, Peter, this is a different level.
No. So there was a tribe, and the females walked out fighting to battle, and the men stayed at home cooking and knitting. Or what was the purpose of this?
That's your opinion.
Now, I don't know what did the men while the women are
No. You have to understand, when you are living together outside in a steppe. So I'm talking about horse people.
Yeah.
So this thinking not exist. It's not about you have to do this, you have to do that. But it's more a natural community.
That's okay, and that's absolutely clear to me. But it's not a thinking or so that the women are getting the babies.
Peter thinks that female warriorship cannot exist because every race or every tribe needs to protect their women, because women are the ones that give birth. So you don't set out, or you don't put them in any danger, because they are the insurance. Because one man can make 100 women pregnant, but it's one woman can only give a certain amount of birth. So that's why men are more.
That's why men protect.
You send men away and they get killed. It's not a big thing, but you want to keep your female.
Yes, if 118, 20-year-old men get killed in a battle, it's not a big problem for a tribe. But if 100 women of a tribe get killed, it's a big problem.
Then the existence of the tribe is maybe.
That's why the women had men, because the men protected the pregnant women. And if you are into native people and tribes, you know that the women are getting one baby after another from the age of 13, 14 years of age, And it was the same at the North American Plains Indians. They were also steppe warriors. And the women had their jobs to do, and to nurse the babies and to making fishing, I don't know. And the men had other stuff to do, and it was strictly separated. Men are doing this and women are doing that. And that's why this community worked.
No, that's why they didn't survive.
Yeah.
That's why a few white men came and simply wiped them away, right?
They push them back and back and back, and it's just, that's like history.
That's why I think, when it's a life-death situation, you send simply everyone out who is capable of fighting, because what is the purpose if I say I leave the women at home and we send only our men, and then we lose the battle? I better send everyone who can fight, and I make sure that I win the battle. Sun Tzu.
In the evening at the campfire, then the other Indians or Mongols will say, "Oh, look, Armin sent out his women to fight while he stayed at home and was drinking beer."
Yeah, of course.
Neither in the West, in the Middle Ages, nor in Roman days, a man wouldn't have allowed his woman to fight, because his woman was a treasure to him. His woman was the fountain of the children,
said most probably said the man that let the woman 3 meter walk behind her to show that the man is the guy.
No, to protect them.
This is what they tell you, of course. No. They only wanted to show, look, it cannot be.
If you're walking,
beats my ass on a battlefield, so I want to. If I get killed, I want to get killed for a man, not for a woman. Imagine he comes home and said, "Look, I lost by 2 arms. I fought against a woman." Then everybody, oh my God.
Armin, if you're walking through a dangerous area with your girlfriend or wife,
yes,
would you let her go in front of you?
Depends.
Or behind you?
If she is a black belt martial artist,
if she's
go.
lucky,
If she has the clock pistols in her holster, I would say, look, do you clear the situation, please?
In a natural, smart situation.
Yeah, what is that? That's not a smart situation.
Every man would protect his wife, his girlfriend.
Every member of the tribe will protect the tribe, I guess.
Yes, and the women in the first place, because
hey,
they're
guys.
the most valuable.
So now we let Pettra speak. Huh? Yeah.
Okay, so we have we are living in a modern world, and these people lived in a different world. They had a different view of the world, and also about what's good or not good. I think we cannot decide how they feel and what they think, because like Netflix, Viking, yes, the greatest was to die for their gods.
Yeah. I don't talk about Netflix and Vikings.
No. I only want to say that it's nice that we can talk about this, but I really feel that in this world, they think different than us today. And they had different goals. So they
have the goal to survive. They had the goal to survive and let their tribe, their family.
The goal was to be like the gods. This was the goal.
Yeah.
And this was like a hero or a female hero, because then the gods are talking about or through this hero. They lived in a very different world like us. They had a Facebook, but it was different. Yeah, so it was something what we cannot understand today. And when we start to...
We know a lot about it, because, as I mentioned, the Native American Plains Indians were Steppe savanna warriors.
And why there are so many female warriors in these tribes? They are very...
Where are they?
Oh, of course, there was this big fight of Little Big Horn against Customer. And but I'm not sure. There was one high chief, and he was in danger, and her sister goes into the battle and start to fight for him. And they had different characters. They had women, they had also manpower, they had men, they had also female power, they had many 5 genders.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, and if I'm living in a world where are 5 genders, then it starts totally natural.
Where are these maybe 5 genders? Where do you have this idea from?
You can find this in the history of the Indian tribes of North America. It's not, I read it in a book, and I also have some Indian friends, and they lived in a different view than us.
Yes, but we know very well from these prairie tribes how females and men behaved and how they lived together. We know it. That there were single warriors, female warriors, I don't deny. Of course, there were some.
So we are not red, we are not Indians. So maybe that would be a great possibility to have somebody from this culture who tell us.
Yeah.
Because I'm not so arrogant to cut heads, to say, no, they think like this, they did like this. No. The universe is very big.
We simply see what they left us, and we try to conclude something with our knowledge from today.
Yeah.
I don't say that there were single female warriors. There were, but it was not that common, because for every tribe, the females are too of a high value to send them to war, of course.
Never-ending discussion. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good. Shall we leave it for now and go back to your course?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said now this course was a weekend?
Yes,
So
this was a
Saturday,
weekend.
Sunday? And you said if you are a good horse rider, then on the second day you can ride already galloping and shoot bow and arrow from a galloping horse. So if one has no idea of riding and a little bit idea of archery, how long would it take?
With my teaching and with me, with my horses, 2 days.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
Then I sign up for October then. Yeah. You know that I wanted to come a few years ago, and then it's, you know, but you know. Yeah.
So I worked with some martial art people, and one of this legend was Bob Jones from Taramiliata and Bob Jones martial art. And one of his famous students is Richard Norton.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with him together, and he had no idea from horses and riding, but excellent martial art master. Yeah. And he was so friendly and open, and and this was the key. He had balance, and his body knew to protect. He had awareness, timing, and then in some days he could sit on horse and walk
Cool.
by his own. But so, like I say today, when you have martial art basics, that's very easy. It's very, very easy. So my hard work is that I prepare people to have the basic martial art knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is also my success in horseback archery.
Yeah.
That I have this basics.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
And if you have not the basic of 10 meters, it will go nowhere. If you have basic, and also, you know, this fast trick shooting, tick, 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 it's very, very bad. You know that. First, slow and correct.
When you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. Yeah.
Yes, the speed comes later, and then very good.
My words every time.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah. So in my course, I had children, men and women, and it's very nice to see they develop in the weekend.
Yeah.
And because of the small groups, I have also time to teach everybody personally, to see, okay, we have this, we have that, and
and Pettra, and so if you're in that stage, you let them ride and shoot on the second day, let's say.
Yeah.
Then you have one target arrow backstop in the center of the place, or outside, shooting there outside the riding range, or into the center.
We have maybe a riding place, or riding place, or a riding hall. And first I teach the horse that they are galloping on a wall or on a fence. That's easier for the horse in the beginning, and it's easier for the rider. First I teach the horse for the weapons. So sound, and there's some tricky thing, because most people pulling the bow, and then they using too much muscles in the legs.
Yeah.
And then the horse say, "Oh, what
Because
do
they,
you want?
they,
What's going on now?"
yeah.
So then you have to pull
Yeah.
the bow from your center, not from the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's easy for the horse and the rider. So I have a fence on the beginning. So the horse can see something line, and the rider can sit galloping and shoot a target on the maybe 2 meters.
Where is the target? Outside the square, the riding square, or in the center of the riding
inside.
square? In the middle, in the center. So they're shooting into the middle of the place.
Yeah, because you need the feeling for timing. So it starts the gallop, then you have to lift up your arm, pull the arrow in, and then comes the target, pull, target, release, and stay in front.
The target is down on the ground, or is it?
No, it's high. It's always
shooting
high.
Straight line. Okay,
yes,
I understand. I thought it's more safe if they're shooting down. I thought it's more safe if they're shooting down into the ground, you know.
Yeah, but the bow comes on the horse.
If you don't count.
Or you need a very short bow.
Or you can't it.
For beginners, it's too tricky, and there is only the one in the hole, so there is nobody on the other side. So I think there's
I have my horse bow here. You see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to count it a lot if you would like to shoot down.
But how do you see this now with these war bows? Because they even tell you on horseback they used whatever 80, 100, 120 pound bows. How can you pull it when you don't engage your lower body? And I saw now Mihai mentioned something that he even sits slightly off center with I don't know, with slightly twisted legs. I mean, he shoots only 30, 40 pounds. For his way of shooting. How, I mean, when you only use your upper body and you don't engage your lower body, you reach a certain limit very soon on poundage, I guess.
Why do you need a heavy poundage?
Because everybody said, even on horseback, they shot 120 pound bows, and I always said, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so too.
I don't think so too.
I mean, you know it from the technical aspect, how it is on sitting on a horse and pulling a heavy bow. I think, I mean, when you see warbow archers, they really, you know, they or whatever from above, and they use the ground as
I mean, they even don't know if that kind of heavy bows existed back then in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, we give it that they existed, but
but I think up to, let's say, 65, 70 pounds, if you're a well-trained male archer, you're able to shoot it from horseback without interfering with your legs, something with the horse. I'm sure. What's your opinion, Pettra?
I guess stirrups was a great developing to pull stronger bows, because so when I'm shooting big distance, I have to shoot 40-pound bow. Then I need stirrups.
You know,
only with my seat, maximum 35 pound, maximum. Then I cannot sit I cannot ride anymore. And with stirrups, it makes it easy.
I have to say it again. I don't think, especially with this riding tribes, that horse guys, communities, I don't think they shot very far. Because it makes no sense to shoot far. You understand? Because it's very unlikely you hit your target if you're shooting 100 meters and the enemy sees the arrow flying in. So what's the purpose of shooting very far? It's a different idea with this Western medieval armies. You know, they shoot at each other from a longer distance. I can imagine that, and it was also kind of how you say, this shuriken, this deflection fire of the arrows. You understand? Not like the steppe warrior or prairie warriors. I don't think they need to shoot long range.
Yeah, but on the other side, as you said last time, Peter, a galloping horse is how fast? And how there is 100 meters is not a long distance for a horse.
Very close.
And that's
very
why, you know, when you are not trained to shoot a little longer, I mean, this target is really coming very close, very fast. So I don't know.
Yeah. So we know from the Roman history that when the Huns enter into the Carpathian basic, that the Huns, they fight against the Ostrogoths, and they were so shocked because they both didn't reach the horses of the Huns, and the Hun bow had bigger distance. So the Huns are using a big distance to shoot and to destroy the formation of an army. You make it psycho terror.
I understand, yes. And you know,
the Huns using, so this is also my basic exercise. So because this is the reason why I want to show that I can hit 100 meters from galloping horse. Yeah.
And if they are shooting at another pack of horse warriors, so they at least hit into that group. So yes, they hit something.
But you are right, Peter. I agree with you. They are also use bow and arrows like the Turkish people or the Persian people in short distance. That's also correct.
That's why they use the horse in the first place.
If you are attacking a village or a kind of small fortification, you're shooting close distance, I'm sure. You're riding into the village and you're shooting in the village.
Yeah, this is Hollywood like, yes.
Yeah, but there is even this description of this Mongolian formations, how they did it, how they really fast in, shoot short distance and out. So this is how they was. I think also the surprise attack.
The North American Indians also did it, no? They circled around and right away and
yeah, we always saw this in Winnie 2,
Winnie 2,
and Winnie 4, and Winnie 5.
Of course,
there was never a Winnie 1, huh? Stupid.
No, but there are reports of doctors and surgeons and you know that military doctors. They were into the Indian wars in North America. And they wrote diaries and so on. So we know a lot about the tactics of the North American Indians and how they fought with bow and arrow and with horses and so on. And these doctors also said, if a soldier was hit by a bullet, he fought on. If the wound was not too bad, he fought on. He shot him and he fought. But if he was struck by an arrow, he stopped immediately fighting because the arrow was protruding out of his body, and he was shocked because the bullet you can't see what you are into, but if you see the arrow out of your body, you know something bad happened to you. And this doctors wrote down, very interesting.
I can imagine. Cool. Good. So
in something we agree, Pettra.
Well, at the end we agree on everything. At least we agree that we disagree, and it's still an agreement.
Pettra, one more question. How do you got the double T in Pettra?
That's not so difficult because in all languages, Petra, it's called Pettra. Because it comes from the Jordanian stone city, Petra. And only the Germans, they say Petra, and it's so boring. So I put the double T in, so it's Petra.
Okay. You made it up yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds stronger, sounds better, Petra.
Yeah.
And then Petro.
Petra.
This is still a nice name.
Petro. Du musst es ja wie bei. You have to say it Bavarian. Pettra.
Oh, ja, sächsisch war Petra, können Sie vielleicht mal googeln.
You remember how was it called with Helmut Fischer, Monaco Franzi?
Yeah.
I think he had an Italian girlfriend and her name was Beatrice.
Beatrice, ja genau.
Beatrice.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Could you tell us a little about the costs of your courses? What can someone expect? So if I want to really learn it properly, I guess a weekend is maybe not enough. So what do I have to expect if I think about this road?
So first, most people, they book a beginner clinic. So then they have the basics. And if people want to go ahead with it, we have a year education. So it's there are 5 modules where a horseback archery and this method of horse aikido are connected, and people can learn how to train a horse and how to hit more than 20 meters from horseback without stirrups on an open field.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and if people really have a call from it, so wow, that's calling me. Yeah, so then they can come into our school.
Okay.
Yeah, and our school is more like a martial arts school. You have some degrees, but we have no competition circus.
So you're like the German Kasai, no?
No, not clone army. No.
The drone warriors.
Hungarian
drone warriors.
Yeah. So yeah, you're well. Yeah, but I have to say something that, of course, what we are doing, it's much more difficult, but more authentic. Yeah, and to come back to Koshai competition system, it's very easy, and everybody easily can compete. And then you have points and master titles and world championship and whatever.
And you
but
still
in
can't
the
ride the horse
end,
properly.
the Koshai system is very easy.
Yeah, because you ride along.
Yeah, you don't need the horse. And in my school, well, it's not so big. Yeah, but I have the wish that I really can do it like the Huns, like the European Huns without a fence.
Yeah.
And that's more work. It's more work. Yeah.
But at the end, more rewarding, I guess. Because
and it's like with Kung Fu, it will develop something inside.
Yeah.
But very, very, very strong, like a diamond. Then it's very special. But it's not loud. It's not loud.
Pettra, I also wanted to ask you about saddle. What type of saddle are you using, or are you recommending for horseback archery beginners? Or
But first I want to answer Armin's question about the cost.
Still don't have the prices.
The price are 219 to 319. It depends on the place and land.
Yeah. For this weekend beginner course.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are horses include and arrows and bows.
Everything.
Yeah.
Cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
So the saddle. Yeah. What's more important is the seat. And I have some old pictures from Ming Dynasty. Some king is riding from the Chinese Empire or from the Mongols, and always you can see they have a saddle and they have the feet in the stirrups, and the stirrup is here, and the feet is like this in the stirrup. They sit in the saddle, and the upper body is leaning forward, or they pulling an arrow in front of the bow, but they can separate the lower body from the upper body, and they have exactly the correct position of the feet in the stirrups, like in the Vienna riding school. So this is, and this was the reason when I saw these pictures that I realized that these people could really ride. So mostly today the stirrups are short and the hill goes up, so they're using the stirrups like a leather, and then the horse, you destroy the forelegs of the horse.
But what kind of riding school is this? Because in Western cowboy riding, you have
but it's kosher. It's a kosher riding school.
And in the Vienna riding school, you have your heels down. And also in the Spanish.
And this is the poor thing from the internet. Everybody is copy, and they copy the bad.
Yeah, of course.
Now you have to be in the stirrups, otherwise you can't fight and work. I'm sure that medieval knights also are standing in their stirrups, of course.
But they sit also. They are not so short.
But they have long.
But why I have short stirrups? Because for 20 years I did the same. When the stirrups are short, I don't have to compensate the horse moving.
Because you lift.
Then I'm only shooting. I'm only shooting, and I'm leaning forward into the front of this saddle, and then I cut the horse from my moving. Then it's only. Then it's easier to hit.
Okay.
It's like at horse racing, like the gallopers, and so they have very short stirrups and
but for different reasons.
They don't work.
It's a different reason. No, they
because they let the horse just run and is standing on the horse.
Yes, and they don't want to disturb the horse. And this is why they doing this, because the racing people are small people and light.
They have close to no contact to the horse. They are just standing in the stirrups. So what kind of?
So this is a saddle I'm using. So first I use my leather pad, because I was talking with Holger Riesch. Holger Riesch he wrote a book about the horse bow in Roman army, and he say that the Huns, the European Huns, they had no stirrups. And Holger say always, Pettra is riding like the Huns without stirrups. The stirrups, they come very late with the Avar people. So in my training, I use no saddle, only a pad. When I'm shooting my heavy bow for the big distance, I using some kind of horseback archery saddle.
I could imagine that, that American army saddle, this McClellan saddle, could be a nice saddle for horseback archery. You know that McClellan? It's it's
a little bit like the Australian stock saddle.
A very small army saddle from the U.S. cavalry. I could imagine that could be a good saddle for, and also a Western saddle if you like. So a cowboy saddle would be also nice because you have a nice seat. No. Yeah,
but the contact to the horse is different with the Western saddle, because you sit more behind, because it comes from the cow catching. Yeah. So it's a different working saddle. Yeah. But well, my saddle is okay. It's a Western tree under and a nomadic saddle on it. So
I understand.
It's a Western. It's like a Western saddle, but on the top it's from the steppe.
And you know, these Western, these cowboy saddles, they came from the Spanish saddles from California. And these were good saddles, good dressage saddles, and so on. No?
Yeah. Because the horses were very precious. Yeah. If you have a good horse, it's very precious. A lot of work in.
They hanged you if you stole a horse.
Yeah, they steal the horses. Yeah. Everybody did this. That was like a hobby. Yeah, but there was some story in Europe. They say the Huns put meat under the saddle. To ride it soft and to eat.
Yeah. Also, Karl May wrote it.
Yeah, but the reason was totally different because the saddle, it's not. It hurt the horse. Then they put meat under,
like an insulation.
Like a gale pad. Like a gale. Today you can buy a gale pad for your horse, and the Huns using meat.
Yeah, of course, because they didn't have gale.
I don't know. Maybe it has another source too, because once I read, I don't know if it were the Mongols or the Huns or both. They had a special treatment for making meat concentrate, you know.
They
dried the meat
instant meat powder.
Yes, and they had these bags with this powder on the saddle. And so the enemies knew, they are on a long journey because they have 3 bags of this meat. And they knew 2 spoons of this meat would make it nice, like a Suppenwürfel, you know, like
yes.
But more valuable, more gives you more power than.
It was a very nice culture sharing with the Huns. We have in Germany today.
And it was a genius kind of supporting the army, you know. Because the big problem with armies is to get enough food for every soldier. So every one of these horsemen had his own food on his own saddle, and so on. You know, in the Turkish army, the ranks, the platoons were in cooking pots. Was the unit. The people who ate from one pot were one platoon in the army. You understand? Also very interesting.
Yeah, but it's important because this is what you need to make to ensure that they have food, that you can supply them with food, so you need to know how much.
And that they have a good relation, because every night, every day they eat together. Yeah. So this unit is like a big family.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Last Samurai.
Nice. But you always say that the Western Hun. Last time I wrote an article, there is somebody saying that the Huns, the Hungarian Huns, and the Huns in China, this is all one big tribe. So he didn't see that, or he sees them as one in this whole area, the Huns and the Huns. That the similarity in the names, even Hungary came from over there. I don't know, it was an interesting read. Not sure if it's like this, but I think that this Hun was a really big area.
Yeah.
Because you always say Western Huns, the Western Huns.
Yeah, that was these people, they need 200 years to enter into Europe. And in this time, I guess they are mixed. So they are not only Asian looking people. I guess they mix.
Well, they always said
And
my
they mixed
grandfather is Genghis Khan. Is what I always say.
Yeah.
Even in
And
the,
also they are using what's working. This is one of the nomadic thinking.
Of course.
When it's working, I'm using it.
Of course.
So,
even in the Nibelungen saga, they mixed up because King Etzel, who was Attila the Hun, married Kriemhild. No, the queen from Worms, from where? From Franken.
I don't know where Worms is.
yeah.
Because they had their marriage in Budapest, in Hungary, in the saga. So they mixed up. He had a lot of women and a lot of children from different tribes and nationalities. Or nationalities, they were nationalities.
Did you ever do?
Yeah, if you have this position, I guess that's normal. That you have contracts with other tribes and married and children and everything.
Yes, they married the daughters of the other chieftain because they were
strategical interesting or for benefits. Did you ever make a DNA test, Pettra, that you know where your ancestor line is?
No, I know my family part comes from Hungary.
Okay.
So I guess there's a lot of things.
Chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's something inside. Yes.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe it's a good idea.
I mean, you are so into it and you like this living in a yurt for 3 years, you know. That's why I think maybe you have really, when you check your ancestor lines, that you're whatever 5% Mongolian and 27% Hungarian or what. I don't know.
I think most of these companies offering this are frauds. I
think so too. But it's still fun to know, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it works, you know, then look, I'm 27% Mongolian. So what are you? I know it. I feel it.
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm living in Germany.
Yeah, it's so much. Everybody can make a mistake. It's not a problem.
Thank you.
I mean, like Pocahontas, you know, Elizabeth Warren in the United States.
Yeah.
She said she's Indian blood. She's an Indian, and so she gets a stipendium in Harvard or somewhere because she said she's Indian, Native American, and that's why President Trump made fun of her and said Pocahontas to her because later she made a DNA test and she is as much Indian as we are.
We don't know.
I don't know. No, they made a test. So she betrayed the
my cheating
to get the job at the university.
Yeah. So, but to come back to my clinics.
Oh, yes. Nobody start so far, huh? But this is part of the game. Okay. Yes. Why is it even called clinics?
I don't know. It's the English word of seminare.
Yeah.
A workshop is not the same.
I think it's also a possibility to say
school workshop.
Sounds always so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ferguson also says archery clinics.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. We'll continue.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd really like to share and to see the light in the eyes when they are shooting the first arrow from horses. Because I have no idea, but it's doing something with the people. So they go over something that they think they can do it, and I really love it, and everybody is happy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the same when we are doing archery schools. We talked a lot about it in the past. When there are people coming, clients come and say, "Oh, I'm not good in anything. I can't do it," and so and then after an hour they smile. "Oh, I can hit it."
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I also like this, the focus in the face of the people. So bow and arrow, collecting all the energy in one point, and that makes people very beautiful.
And when you see that they get out of their minds into the body, this is for me always a moment when you see them switching from, oh, I need to aim, and then they let go, and then you see all of a sudden they shoot instinctively, and then they don't even know how they did it, and then of course they try to recreate again and try to aim, and it doesn't work again. And then when you see that they learn to switch between mind and empty mind or no mind or whatever you want to call it, and this is, I think, so beneficial and so essential, especially for nowadays kids, for this youth. They're only pumped up their brains and their mind. They have no idea how to connect anymore. Of course, we're always connected, Peter. We know that we're always connected to nature. We're always connected to our body because we are in our body. But it's not that our soul lives in the body. Our body lives in our soul. But that's why it's fine.
Soul.
Who soul? Who is that soul, brother?
Soul. Oh, what's that shit?
Oh, yeah, wait.
I wanted to say, I used to talk to a guy who was very into Eastern. You know, the Easterners are all very smart, and they meditate, and they, you know, and so he's meditating before he's doing archery. And so I said, you're wrong. Archery is the meditation, the best way to meditate, because if you're not totally into your focus and into your movement and everything, so you're in the highest state of mentality and non-mentality. What is the core of meditation? You understand? And then he said, oh, there's some truth in it, and it's like that. Yeah,
it depends how you see meditation. Most people think you need to sit somewhere in a corner, close your eyes, and that you meditate. For me, even cutting a tomato when I make soup is meditation, or when I tie my shoes, it's meditation. So it's how you approach meditation. But I always like when people come a little early to the range and they rest at least for 10 minutes, that they arrive fully, because they come from a stressed office day and car drive and parking and whatever, and they come here, and then we get them directly, then they're from this one stress, and then they need to learn something or whatever, you know, then that you give them 10 minutes that they can settle a little, and then they are more open for input.
I think here Western people are confusing meditation, the purpose and the sense of meditation, because meditation is a religious thing, and it in the Eastern religions, it's the way to reach enlightenment. It's not about meditating. Meditating is the, you know, the how you call it, the cane, the tool to get enlightened. And here in the Western world, they're thinking yoga and meditating is part of this religion, but it's just the crook, or how you say it, krücke?
Crutches.
The crutch to enlightenment.
Okay, meditation in Europe is an explaining how to use or to understand the own mind and how it's working. You meditate to stop the talking in your head and to be always here.
And meditation is always a part of every serious martial art practice.
Yeah.
Even if you meditate, even when you do Tai Chi, and it's like meditation in movements, you still sit and meditate, because your monkey mind.
Yes.
And this, you know, there are many ways to do it. It's not that you sit in a corner and you do nothing, or you switch off your mind, you stop thinking. It's not possible, but you change, or you see things differently.
If you're shooting a rifle or a shotgun or a pistol, it's the same. You can't do it without. It's like
this is simply being focused. This is being focused, being fully aware.
Your brain is empty, your mind is empty, but you're totally focused to the target, and all circumstances you are aware of, but they don't bother you like that.
Yeah, this is simply being focused. Yeah.
But you need a gun for this.
Yes.
So, and meditation is, you have it always.
Of course.
It's to understand how the reality is and what is real. This is one part of the meditation. What is my world? What is real? I am real, or my thinking, or yeah.
What is reality?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
If we would be in a simulation, we wouldn't know.
Maybe
we are in a simulation. It's everybody of us, we are living in a simulation because of our feelings, thinkings, fears.
No, we are all our
past,
creators.
future.
Yeah.
We are all our creators, and we create what we experience here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is, I'm free.
Or
I'm responsible for that. Shit.
And in the same amount we are part of all this environment, we are also creating the environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, of course, you could say there is this matrix. You know what they always say now, that we are in the matrix from the Matrix movie.
Yeah.
You need to think, okay, who made then the matrix? You know, if it's like a big software, then there need to be a software engineer behind it, or the architect behind the matrix. But who is that? It's still us, because we are everything.
No, the Illuminati.
We are all consciousness.
The Illuminati.
Only point of interest here. We are so way more, and this is what you might find out when you do meditation. But not standing with a gun and shooting, or standing with a bow. I think because this is a focused meditation. It helps you getting used to meditate. I admit that. So when you, whatever you do, whatever martial art you do, or whatever, it helps you getting into this different mindset of meditating, or opening up, or experiencing a little more around your five senses, that there is more. But it's limiting.
But I agree. But if you think about meditation techniques, Tai Chi or yoga, or it doesn't matter what, there's the first, the idea behind it is that we are not in an enlightened state.
No, no, I don't agree.
Of course.
No.
That's the message.
All.
Now this is what, then you need to see that this is a big market, of course. It's a multi-million-dollar market. Of course, many, whatever, how they call themselves, life coaches and teachers, they will tell you, look, if you want to be enlightened, then you need to do this and that.
Yeah. But
of course, we are all enlightened people. We sometimes simply forget about it. And in the meditation, it's easier to realize, wait a second, I am enlightened. We are all enlightened.
Not all, but
yes, all. You cannot be not enlightened.
Yeah.
You only don't know it.
It's like every religion. They are selling an empty box.
Of course.
And it's the same with Buddhism and Hinduism, and where meditation is the biggest thing, they are selling an empty box.
Is there even a book? That's why they say you need to think outside the box.
Yeah.
But
it's
of course
okay. It's okay.
It's this. There are different ways to it, and you know, every road leads to Rome, and no matter what you do, at the end you will realize it, if you know it or not.
I think the biggest enlightenment is if you know everything possible can happen, and if you know you're part of it, and you can interfere with everything. You can manage, manipulate, act, do this or that. And that's not just happen. Everything is happening just to you, but you're part of the situation.
It happens for you, not to you.
And with you, and because of you, and so on. Yeah.
Simply you're experiencing something. Of course, that's why we have this limiting five senses.
Yeah, and everything is chaos. Because on the other side of the world, some guy is doing something which has causes into my life, which infects my life.
How is it the wing stroke of the butterfly causes a tsunami?
Like that. But you don't know if some guy in a laboratorium in China invents something, it interferes with our world. So it is like the butterfly.
Oh, the butterfly effect.
Like,
a
little.
Yeah, good. This guy got paid for it, that they invent a virus, and I am still not sure that this virus.
And there's nothing, and then nowhere on Earth, and nowhere in the universe, and in the outer space is something like balance or order or so.
Everything,
it's chaos.
Everything is balanced. There is no chaos.
No, it's just chaos.
No, it's just balance. We only have not the understanding of it. Or some people don't have the understanding of it. It's completely balanced.
No, nothing is balanced.
And even if this evil, you know, where we talked about the Davos clan and whatever, that's why I'm quite relaxed. Even the bigger this evil gets on one side, it will be balanced out. This is the simplest thing in the universe. It's always balancing out.
No, it's not balancing.
We don't see it, or we don't realize it because whatever our five senses are too limited, but it will happen.
Armin, if you believe the scientists, the universe even started with a chaos, with the Big Bang.
Yes, and I never did that, so.
Okay, it's not true, I know.
No, fine. This is what I always, you know, there is, Pettra, there are always these light workers, you know, in Germany, I met a lot of them. Oh, we need to guide the people into the light. We need to bring them into the light. I said, but you know what you're doing. It's like a table, and there's only a certain amount of people can fit on there. So the ones you bring up there into the light, and the others will fall down from the table because it will balance everything out again. So you can't put more people into the light forcefully because you want it to. It's not going to work. So let it happen naturally, and it will work. Don't force anything. I will do a video soon about Wu Wei, this not doing and not doing and stuff. In archery, of course, because I have no idea of what I'm talking.
About what? Wu Wei?
Wu Wei, yeah, this is the art of doing nothing, so to say.
I'm a master in it.
Yes, but this is not what it means. It means not forcing anything. You only do what's necessary, but not more. That's why when you shoot the bow, you only draw as much as you have to. You don't do anything more, and you let go. So this is plain.
Like every animal does. No animal does one move without any cause or without reason.
Yeah, I had a few dogs. They act a little crazy.
You
never know.
Yeah, of course they play, but then they play. But in nature, a lion or a wolf or a tiger, they do just what they need to do to survive. No.
Yeah, it's Wu Wei. Not forcing anything. It's more like sailing than rowing.
Pettra is angry because it's all a macho talk.
No, it's very interesting.
She only waits until she can cut in with her sword, you know, like the female already, like the Amazon.
Yes, the Amazon dagger.
Yeah. And it's high sophisticated material, you know, they didn't have this in medieval times.
Yeah. It was a younger woman's skeleton.
But you know that you don't need a wrinkle cream to define that it's a female skeleton. You see on the hip bones if it's a female or a male.
And yes, on the hip bones, and also on the lower jaw shank here, you know, because these are thinned out at women's skulls because they talk too much, and so they're worn out.
Peter, this joke is differently. A female skeleton always has 25 bones more than the male one because the brain is still working mechanically. I'm joking. Oh, no, she hates me.
You know, last time, not everything is true. They tell about women, but some things are true. Last time I walked out from the restaurant, and a woman, a beautiful woman, was sitting in her car and crying. Open window, and she cried and cried. And I walked to her and said, "Oh, what's the matter with you? What's wrong? Why are you crying?" She said, "Look, they stole my steering wheel. They stole my whole dashboard. I'm so unhappy." And so I said, "Look, calm down, relax. You're sitting on the back seat."
Oh, you had to dig very deep, Peter, to find this one. Yeah. Time for a mail.
I stole it from Denmark.
Okay, he can tell these jokes.
Better than I.
But you're not Dean Martin, you know.
Unfortunately not.
Good.
He was a master.
Yeah. And now we're all enlightened. Now we have nothing to say anymore.
One question we wanted to ask Pettra.
Yeah.
You are also into knives and blades, and do you love knives and blades and daggers and so on?
Yes.
I bet you are. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, but I need more lives to train everything. So if you
that's why I can't understand people which are bored, which I don't know. Oh, everything is boring. I don't know. Every day I find new things, new stuff to do research or learn about this and that. I don't understand these people who are bored. Oh, nothing is in television. I'm so bored. That's
yes. Then you can make good wishes that they have more joy in their life.
We have more joy because every day we get fired up for a new idea and a new knife or bow or I don't know saddle. Pettra, what about clothing? Do you have special dress or clothing when you're doing your horse like Kashai?
Oh, I have a T-shirt.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
boring.
With my, I have a T-shirt.
A little black.
And my armor.
Oh yeah, I saw it on pictures. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. Like female warriors. Yeah.
Which exists. So at least you agreed that some of them existed now. See, we got him already a step further. Next time when we invite you, he's completely convinced that we had female armies.
One day they will find her Petra's grave and will dig it up and say, "Oh look, she wore armor and she had a dagger and anti-wrinkle cream and so on." There were female warriors.
Yeah.
She won't find anti-wrinkle cream. Petra doesn't need stuff like this.
You know, when in 1,000 years, when they dig out the graves of these Marine soldiers, you know, of the Marine Corps, of the United States Marine Corps, they get buried with that very old style uniform and their saber. Yes. So when they dig it out, they say, "Oh look, they fought with sabers back then in 2016 or so."
Yeah.
So. It's not always the truth what you will find in the grave.
Of course. And nowadays it's even more possible that a wrinkle cream can be found in a male grave. That the anti-wrinkle cream can be found in male graves more likely, you know, with all these nowadays. Come on, tell us, Peter, how you like them, huh?
with a rainbow gravestone.
Exactly.
Rainbow. There was it.
Rainbow warriors.
Yo.
Yeah.
Kind of like this.
Oh.
So, quick back to some interesting topics. So, can you describe horse aikido in 3 sentences? What it means, what it does, what's the purpose?
Horse aikido is the way to ride or to communicate with the horse on martial art basics, and more like aikido, than a kickboxing.
Of course, you go with the energy.
So you go with energy, and the name aikido is more to understand. It's the feeling that everything is alive, and we have to respect it. Yeah, and ki, of course, is more to see energies, and do is, yes, I decide I like to follow these people. They know the way, and this is a place in my life. It's not my normal lifetime. It's a special place, like a dojo.
Okay.
It sounds like in an Asian restaurant. I get some horse aikido. I love the beef aikido. And I want some dog aikido.
Where?
Well, a dog aikido is also possible.
Of course, with big dogs.
Where is the source of horse aikido? Where, or who was the inventor, or who brought it up, or who made it?
Pettra.
I met Bob Jones in Spain and trained with him together, because I was on my project to understand why martial art people have such an intensive influence on horses. So I met him, and I brought 2 of my horses to Spain and start to work with him and with horses. And we create this idea of horse aikido because he had a very famous horse aikido master in the 80s. And until this time, he always only did kickboxing, Muay Thai boxing, and hard stuff. And someday an aikido master entered in his dojo and kicked all his black belts. And then he say, wow, this we need. So we create this name.
Okay, but there's no historic background to horse aikido. Okay.
No.
Okay, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, because I want to create a new picture to contact horses. So it's not, carry me to this place, or I'm a Western rider, I'm a dressage rider, I'm a sport rider. So I like to bring more this idea of the old ancient horse tribes, that everything is connected, and we have to protect.
So to say, they did horse aikido without having the name for it.
Yes. Horse aikido is only,
it's completely natural when you grow up in
I think
it's a natural thing to do.
I think in some places they call it polo.
Okay, especially for Peter. In the ancient time, only today, also today, the Mongolian kids are growing up until 4, being not a girl or a boy. And the kids, they have the responsibility for the animal kids. So they're growing up with little cheeks, little folds, and this is how they have the natural contact to feel the feeling of an animal. And later they are growing up, and then of course they are girls and boys. But imagine, it's an imprinting if somebody is growing up in such natural space.
It's like here in our schools, they grow up the same, boys and girls. They even don't know if they are boys or girls.
No, with animals?
Not with animals. Without, they can do it without animals.
Yeah, but this is a connection.
I understand.
To see the nature as a part of myself.
I understand.
And
But
until today, when
they're
I'm
depending
talking,
on it, no? They're depending, their lifestyle is depending on that kind of education, of course.
they feel.
We feel too.
Well,
Yeah.
Feelings are different.
They have different needs because of their lifestyle, of course. And I'm sure they will give the boys names and the girl a girl's name, and they know if they are a boy or a girl, but they're doing the same things. I understand, if I understand you right. Both are doing the same jobs, the same duties in the community, in the family, boys and girls, of course.
It depends on the human.
Yeah.
So this is
against that. I can say nothing against that.
Yeah.
I understand. They are raising the children. If they are a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. They're doing the same stuff. They are responsible for the young animals, for the animal babies, so to say, and they're growing up the small animals. And then when they get in puberty, they do what we are doing.
Imagine kids growing up with animal kids and they are friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not long ago here on countryside in Austria and also in Germany, it was the same with the farmers. The kids had their duties and their jobs to do, to feed the chickens and to make this.
And I forgot the popcorn. Holy crap! Such big sin. It's not so far away because it's out of necessity, or that you. That kids learn responsibility and learn a different bonding to animals and to nature, obviously.
Yes, if you like that pet, that animal, you have to feed it, you have to take care for this animal, otherwise it would die. And we don't have this responsibility in our Western culture anymore, because before the animal dies, the cat dies, the parents will feed the cat, of course. And in this Eastern culture, you're telling us, Pettra, they are responsible for the animal babies, no? The kids.
They're growing up together.
They grow up with them,
and they understand that there is a language between human and animals.
Yeah.
Without techniques, methods, or something. Yeah. And this makes this people very sensitive for the need of outside.
You know, Peter, you know the movie The Horse Whisperer? Or this famous guy in America, The Horse Whisperer. I think every Mongolian kid can do it, you know, but he was very famous because he was showing off in America.
It's also with the dog trainers, and so it's the same thing. If you don't have to be a professor to know how to train a dog or a horse, you have to be consequent, you have to be a friend to the animal, you have to have a relation to the animal. It's very, but better, it's like that. In this environment, these Mongolians are living, or other folk, other tribes like
it's lived. Maybe not today anymore.
Yeah. But it's not useful today in our culture, you know.
Why?
So
what?
Because we don't need animals in our culture, you know. If you're living in Vienna or in Munich or in Cologne or somewhere, you don't need any animal. Maybe
get a goldfish, you know.
A koi.
And then you wonder, you start like, no, okay. I think that's one of the big problems in the Western time, that we eliminated this contact to animals. When you see small kids and they see first time a cow, what's that? Yeah, a cow or a pig, you know, because they are completely isolated, and Of course, they grew up with the iPads and the iPhones. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
And this is what you get: garbage in, garbage out. It's as easy as it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
But
I think we should have it, and it would be
stop.
always a way around and a possibility to do so. But it's in modern culture not well seen anymore.
Pettra is very right. I couldn't agree more, because on the other hand, when cultures break down, get down, they lost the contact to nature, to animals, to fighting and to stuff like that. Think about the Roman Empire. When they were hungry for new countries and fought, and Caesar go to Gallium and so on, they were healthy. They were a healthy, strong nation, a strong power, a strong force. But then they were just in Rome and thinking about what they are eating tomorrow and which slave they will fuck and so on. And so they get weaker and weaker. Only soldiers of fortune, foreign soldiers fought for them. They didn't fight themselves anymore. And then they were gone.
Then you know how far we are right now.
Yes, we are in that stage. We are thinking about climate change. Oh God, the weather will change. Oh, how bad. And so on. And viruses. Oh, how can I get protected from the viruses? Oh.
Get some operating system from Bill Gates and he will control your brain sooner or later.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
So the how they call it, the Ragnarök will be there soon, very soon.
Yeah, it has to collapse. I mean, you see, even when they get out laws and restrictions without any coherence and complete without any sense, then you see that they try to get a grasp, but they're already not capable of it anymore.
Yeah.
This is all signs that the system is going down.
It's perverted. You know what I read yesterday? In California, there's a new law. When you go into a shop and you steal something less valuable than $950 US, you will not get charged.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay.
Crazy. So they walk in, they steal something, and the owner of the shop says, "Hey, let it." Okay, it's stupid.
Yeah. But at least it never rains in Southern California, you know.
California is done. It's a shithole state. No.
Yeah. Let's move to Texas, huh?
Yeah. All the clever people move to Texas.
Yeah.
There was a podcast I watched, Pettra, a guy, he moved from California to Texas, to Austin, Texas. And he said, how are the traffic light, how is it called? Ampel?
Traffic light, yeah.
At the crossing, at the traffic light, there's more than one car in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big city, but there's only one car in front of every crossing, so there's no traffic jam and so everything Texan.
Texas, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
You said everything about horse aikido. I mean, I had to cut the break now.
Yeah. So, and it's very interesting if when the people understand the connection between the body moving, body lines, how they walk, and when they give space and start to be slow up, the horse makes open. And then, and when people have this experience, then they start to look different.
Yeah.
And then the behavior to the horse change. And then we come to this contact what I have when I'm galloping on a free open field with nothing, with the horse, and then they understand, or they can believe that this kind of contact exists. This is our nature as humans to make this contact, and it's great.
Yeah. How long does it take to get someone to the stage of feeling or having this communication with a horse? A newbie. You get someone on Saturday morning, and then you try aikido.
Well, it depends on the person. If they can.
What was the fastest? What was the slowest?
When they. Excuse me.
What was the fastest and what was the slowest?
Yeah, the fastest was all martial art people. And the slowest, you know, if you have people, they are only focused on results, and they want to have power over the horse, and then it's maybe years
or never.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah.
Cool.
Children are very fast, because children, they have a natural feeling for this.
They still have it, like
they still have it. Yes,
they're more relaxed.
You can see it in archery. They pull the bow and boing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
They have it.
Petra, I wanted to say something more about, you talked this Mongolian tribes growing up with the animals and so. Today it's like a kind of curse, because in Mongolia or in South America, in Brazil, all the people could live in connection to nature in the Amazonian or in the Steppe in Mongolia, but they go to the cities. That's the crazy thing. They could live like their ancestors. They could live with their sheep and goats and horses and everything. But they, even in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, they went from the Amazonian, from the forest woods. They walk to Sao Paulo and live in a slum, in a tin hut.
In Mongolia, it's the same. Same. And
also,
yes, it's
in North. Let me say, in North America, I did a little research. There are Native American reservations, 200 square miles. You know, really big. They can hunt and live there like their ancestors, but they don't do it.
It's over.
It's not the fault of the white man or of the government. They'd like to go to the city and become a hairdresser and have a big television.
Like they go in the shopping mall.
But in Mongolia it's the same. It's the same. But there are still a fight between the city Mongolians and the nomadic.
You see them when they build even the yurts in the city. They have a small.
It's here the same. The fight is against the city citizens and the countryside citizens. Because if you can go to every place with a bus and with the underground and with everything, you don't need a big car. But if you're living outside and countryside with lots of snow and so on, you need a good car. So they all vote for the Green Party and so in the city. I don't need a car. I go with my bicycle and so on. And that's the real polarity. The real conflict is between country. It's the same with Trump. The country people voted for Trump, and the city folks voted for Hillary. It's like that. I live in a village. We have one, I don't know, maybe 5 families from Romania, one family from Syria with a valence on, the women with a valence on. No problem. some Hungarians, some Romanians, Syrians, no problem. No, not the slightest problem. But if there's a mass of them in a city and they have been having a parallel culture, like they call it, then it's a problem. The cities are the problem.
Yeah.
We're always a melting pot of everything. And of course, when problems come up, they come up in the city, obviously.
Yeah. Criminality.
In 5 years, nobody wants to live in Vienna anymore because it will not be safe anymore.
Yeah,
But yeah.
And as you see, our government's always telling us, we protect you. The police is protecting you. Who protected the 3 women in Würzburg? Nobody protected them. But another migrant was necessary to stop this guy with the knife. Not a German man stopped this guy, but a migrant, because a migrant culture, they are more machos, they know how to fight. And the Germans are all just waving the rainbow flag and, oh, we are for peace, weapons are bad, oh, it's horrible, that violence. Oh, I hate that.
Well, yeah.
It's true.
Yes, it is. And we still can be role models and be different in this world.
Yeah.
Don't have to complain about others, be a role model, live a life as an example.
Of course.
Fine.
Of course. But sometimes you have to speak out, and that's part of being a role model.
Yeah, but not bringing others down, lifting them up. Constructive criticism helps.
Yeah.
I had this last time. Somebody was a little criticizing the podcast and said, how can you do this? You know, I can only watch 10 minutes. Why do you do this to yourself? I said, look, my problem, you know, leave it up to me, you know. And then he said, yeah, but I thought as a friend, I can give you constructive criticism. Said, constructive criticism is very much welcome, but when you only tell me, how can you do this? Where is a constructive part coming in? So tell me, you know, tell me something. Then I'm open for it always.
As you see, Pettra, we even talk to female warriors and feminists. We love them all. We love them all. No, I mean,
of course. You cannot not love. It's only the ego mind.
Of course. And we shouldn't take everything so serious.
Yeah.
If you step one step outside of the box, you can smile about a lot of things. No?
You can smile about everything.
Yeah.
This is whatever we do, we don't get out of this alive. That's a matter of fact, and this is simply us, what we do in the meantime.
Pettra, one last question. Armin, he was afraid to ask it because
the black-white we wanted to know it. No, the black small tiny
because you're like a female warrior and toying and playing with your horses and so on. What's your husband's opinion about that all? He's doing the cooking and knitting, or how you handle this, or how is he handling this kind of female warrior's husband's role?
Well, it's like 2 artists.
Okay. So I understand. So
but there's some different that I live for my call or my vision, and I'm not living for a man.
How sad? How sad is that? No, just
no.
I understand.
No,
he has his stuff and you have your stuff.
But they are humans. They give everything for their family, and that's their vision, and that's their power, and that's correct.
Yeah.
So anything that there. So this is my job. For some reason I have to do it. Yeah, it's my karma. I love it, and relationship is here really like artists. They respect the other's art.
I understand.
And I need the understanding that I cannot live a normal relationship with working children, because I have a job to do. That's my
I understand.
vision. Yeah, it was very, very hard for me to, it needs a lot of years to understand myself, because you have a value over. So as successful in this modern world, you have to, maybe you need this, you need a family, you need this, you need that. And it took me a painful time to understand that I have a different world, and it's good for everybody when I do my things.
Of course. Especially good for you, you create your world.
Then you are happy, and if you're happy, you're nice to your husband.
Yeah.
No, it's well.
It's okay.
This is the old medieval thinking.
Yeah, some got a little stuck in the time loop. Yeah.
You know, in the medieval times, every woman was a princess to a knight. They died. They died for the women because they were so in love with their mate. That was in medieval times.
I hear Brian Adams, I would die for you.
Brian who?
I have no idea. Hollywood, you ever watch a Hollywood movie, Brian Adams with the Three Musketeers or something?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Everything I do it for you.
No, it was, but it's true was what I said. I don't know if, Pettra, if you ever did research in that idea of the German word is that Minne. It was a kind of invention in the medieval times. So it was kind of perverted, a perverted view to the women.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Yeah.
Well, yes.
That chivalry and so on.
Well,
but it also has its nice ideas inside, like every culture, no?
Of course, there are a lot of more techniques of relationships.
Exactly.
So, well.
You only can have it. You only can have it with an open mind person. If you have a closed mind person, it would never. You won't know someone like this.
Yeah, you know, they got a small veil or a kind of, cloth or how is it called, handkerchief from the lady, and they put it on their armory, and then they rode to battle to honor this woman, and so they have their veil on the, nice.
Yeah, times change.
It was a prize.
Yeah, also, yeah.
And it was a deal.
And it was a kind of pledge, you know, if you come back alive and you bring me back this.
And then the deal is finished.
And better fighters and better warriors. Hey, you're welcome.
So they always had the strongest knights in their bed, of course, because they come back from war.
Well, their looks may be good.
Yeah.
And well, maybe.
Why not? Not a bad idea.
Well,
you see,
we can try.
You see, the women always dominated and manipulated the men.
Of course. With
their beautiness, a man will melt like butter in the sun.
Even forcing, you know, when the king came and said, "Oh, come on, let's have a good time," and she said, "Oh, you know, over there, this country is nice. I would like to own it." And he said, "No, come on, no, wait. First you get the country, and then you can come back to
like this.
Boys, come on, we get this country.
Let's battle, and then just, of course, the power of this few square centimeters. Yeah, of course.
You don't know. You know what you always wanted from me. What I should do for you. If you get me this country, we could try it.
Yeah.
Like today.
These are the real female warriors.
Yeah, they did big politics.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Cool. But I think we are more than 2 hours already, huh? I think we should come to an end for now, and we invite you simply.
Petra has to cook now.
Yeah, I can cook.
Really?
They're artists. They simply call it delivery service because it.
Yes. Oh, we have pizza, my dear.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, and in October, you give another course in Austria, you said, on the same place.
Yeah, on the same place. And we will start a year education as well.
Nice.
There are some people there interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking forward.
Mm-hmm.
I have the feeling that something is, we will see what's growing
There and
Austria.
changing even for you personally. Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you will come, and then
We see. Yes.
we see.
Petra, let's stay in contact. When you are back in October, we can meet there. It's not far. It's
Yes. Okay, super.
half an hour to
Oh
drive.
yes, we sit Peter on a horse with Bowman every night.
No.
Oh, yes.
I will film it
Oh,
because
Peter,
I need some
come.
videos. Yes, please. Fail Army, we will make millions of views here. Now we do that.
Back then, I rode a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a little girl.
In which life?
But, some things don't change. You only grew
just,
older, but you're still a little girl, Peter.
No, just
yes, look at his knives. Color knives.
No, play with your knives now, Peter. Yes, and then you go to bed, okay?
Yeah.
I will do some throwing.
Of course. I had a nice workshop this weekend, with this.
And after that, I will use my anti-wrinkle cream.
Yeah, you need it.
Because I always get so angry because I can't hit something, so I get wrinkles on my forehead. So I have to use.
I use duct tape and put it on the side and make it straight.
And then, but just when you're making a product review from Chinese post.
Yeah, then you look a little more, but it doesn't matter. We have so much sunshine here. Everybody believes that you walk like this, because. Oh yes, Maria.
I don't remember what it was. In the United States, a guy gave a speech to all were Chinese in the room, and he made a kind of Chinese joke, and then that's racist. Haven't you seen? These are all Chinese in the auditorium, and he said, no, I just thought they're all so tired. So bored by his speech, so tired.
Yeah, then was a great pleasure to have you here again, Petra.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's
big pleasure.
It's really
Big fun.
very interesting what you're doing. So I really like that, and that's why we.
Thank you.
He says that to every woman, No. Just kidding, Petra. I hope you're not angered about.
No.
I'm making fun, and it's always nice to have an opposite opinion to think about.
Sure.
Am I right? Can that be true or so? So
yeah.
I like to be the advocatus diaboli.
That's a good training. It's a good training.
Yes, you have to learn to argument your aspects. Yeah.
I don't me too. Can leave me alone here, so no.
Okay. So
thank you very much.
It was a great pleasure to have you here. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Stay safe. And
thank you.
Subscribe to our channel.
See you soon, Armin. See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.